Once again, we're going to find out how badly I can hurt evolution. And I think today that could probably be done with lots of spikes. Allow me to demonstrate on this defenseless creature. If I walk up and stab him, he dies, I get to eat him, and then I get upgrade points. I'm pretty sure I can also just wander around and find food, but that's not nearly as fun. And I'm not particularly worried about how good my creature is, I mostly just want to ruin it for everyone else. As long as I'm stabbing them and causing them harm, I'm having a good time. I like how this one's running and just prolonging the inevitable. I'm going to get that spike right in his face. And then once I collect enough of the grow points, we get to grow our idiot. So I think the first thing I want to do is add a little bit of structure, and then I can add more spikes. We're going to put one over here, and we're out of points, but we'll get one over there next. But now I got double stab. This guy seems to have a problem with me. Uh-oh. He can shoot explosives into me, but I can also double stab him now, so he dies very quickly. Just imagine what it's going to be like when we have triple stab. I don't know, my first instinct is always to cover something in spikes, but it seems to work out pretty well for me. And every time we add a part, it raises the price of more parts, so this one's going to cost 6. The next one's going to cost 7, but we already have triple stab. And that is particularly bad news for things like this who decide they want to fight me, because I can stab them from a long ways away with a whole bunch of damage. And this guy, we can stab all of him all at once. And we're not even done with all the spikes yet, we're still going to add a lot more. And I didn't even realize I had a speed boost I could use. Not that I need to make myself particularly quicker, I really just want more spikes. I feel like, for some reason that probably has nothing to do with me, there's already a scarcity of creatures around. And I got sucked into the whirlpool accidentally, so now I have to deal with this without getting any more spikes. Luckily for me, my creature is the perfect evolution, and I'll have no trouble dealing with this thing.
Ouch.
Okay, I already got one of the spikes removed, and I feel like that's one of its 2 weapons because it's a very poor design, at least compared to my masterpiece. Alright, well, now I'm pretty sure I can just get right into its business and stab it right into its core. Come on, don't be shy, it'll all be over soon. I get a lot of points for killing this thing. Yeah, I got my spike stuck right in it. How about that? And it's dead. Ooh, so now I get the sprayer or the soul eater. The soul eater sounds fun. It's pretty much what I'm doing anyway. So my next spike is going to cost 7, so I put one over there, and then I think one over here. That's beautiful. We have 5 spikes. If I want to do the soul eater thing, that ingests remains of a slain enemy and releases them as pressurized stream of caustic substance. Well, I don't want that. I've got spikes. 5 of them, in fact, which is bad news for anything else in the ocean with me, though whatever this is seems to hurt a little bit. Okay, it'll all be over soon though, because we're doing a lot of damage. But I'm gonna have to kill a lot of creatures to afford each and every spike now. And that's okay, I'm perfectly willing to do that. It's just gonna take some time. Oh good, these creatures are already getting warmed up for me. I might actually be too wide to fit through this gap because I have too many spikes. No, we're good. There we go. Hi, welcome. I'm here now. I'm sorry I missed the party earlier, but that's okay. I'm still here and I'll kill you all. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I was gonna lose a spike there. That would have been bad because those are expensive. And I do think the spikes actually give me a little bit of armor because things that hit them don't actually damage me. It's the softer pieces of my creature that I don't want to get touched. Speaking of which, I'm going to try and add a little more mass somewhere on this thing. One right here and one right here, just so I have a little more protection. And then I'm going to start to add spikes on the sides too. Think I found another pretty big creature, but luckily for me, as long as I'm going in spikes first, I don't think it can hurt me that badly. Plus, I think it's also pretty stuck in this narrow little hallway. This is great though. I can just sit way back here and kind of mulch at it. Uh-oh, I'm going to be cornered pretty soon though. Gonna have to start killing those things. Oh, I lost a spike. Oh, okay. This thing actually hurts once it gets in there. This is maybe not going to plan. Alright, well, since things haven't gone to plan, we're just going to start right over. This time I'm going to lose less spikes along the way. I've also discovered that these things can actually be a slight source of food. So that just means more upgrade points for me, but what that really means is more spikes for me. And once again, back to my 5 spikes already. And that means I can make very short work of the first boss because it's basically made of vulnerable parts and I'm basically made of spikes. But doing this again has also unlocked me new parts. I wouldn't have picked sniper given the choice, but I kind of just hovered over it by accident. Anyways, we're going to continue on with our 5 spikes and continue to add more by murdering innocent sea creatures. I added another part of mass. Now I just need to add more spikes, but they're already costing 10 each, so they're going to get expensive very quickly. So yeah, definitely the core of the creature is what you want to hit any chance you get because that kills them very quickly. It can just be hard to get all the way into the structure, but that's where more spikes are going to come in handy. It doesn't have to make sense, it just has to be spikes. My next challenger has appeared and it's already dead. These spikes are awesome because they damage pretty much everything. Speaking of which, we're overdue for another one. Wait, what just happened? What? Not sure why I took all of those away for a sec, but I guess if I'm in the build menu, I can delete pieces for a refund and restructure things as I want. But I don't know why I'd want to restructure this. It's perfect. I could add things like speed, but why would I want to do that? All I've got to do is just drift into things and go like that, and then I win. Yes, I don't really have a choice now. We're going down this water hole. And it looks like we're going to have another boss fight. That's a bigger boss. So before getting into that, let's see if we can get just a few more little upgrades. All right, for this one, we're maybe going to err a little bit more on the side of caution because I don't want to lose any body parts. We're going to lure it out to us and then just take an occasional stab at it. So far, this isn't working out great. What I need like is a sneak attack. If I can just get close to it, because it can't really attack me from the side, and then I'll be stuck into the side of it. This will work out fine, I'm sure. Oh, lost a spike. That's okay, we're still hitting with plenty of damage. And it can't really do anything about me now because I'm literally impaled into the side of it. We can spin around all we want. I'm just going to sit here and stab you to death. I always knew that spikes are the answer to every little thing. Is it dead yet? Which one's the important part of it? I don't get it. There it is. I think I do want whatever is called the agonizer. That sounds like fun to me. You know, it's funny. I thought I actually lost a spike somewhere in there. This is almost too perfect. It's called the agonizer. Imbues nearby Zooid attacks with agonizing acid, which increases their damage. It just so happens I have some spikes that would love more damage. I just don't really know what it means by nearby. So I'm maybe going to throw one agonizer on here, which is going to increase those spikes damage, and one here, which is going to increase these spikes damage. Then I think if I remove my speed boost for now, I'm going to put an agonizer right here, which is going to increase the main spikes damage. And then we'll put our speed boost thing back on the rear. Okay, never mind. That doesn't actually work because I cannot connect to anything currently. But how quick are we right now? I mean, we're not super quick, but we're doing a lot of damage, and that might be more important than anything. So for now, this is the design I've settled on. My center spike doesn't get any extra damage, but the other 6 of them do. And I can still add on to this when I want to, but that's a lot of damage. I'm definitely pretty excited to try out my new damage spikes. Oh, whatever those are definitely hurt. Okay, stay away from the drill things. That thing can't move very well though, can it? And I can attack it from weird angles because I basically made it spikes. So, stab? Yeah, that actually works. It can't really move because I think I took off of half of its power. Stab? Well, I killed it. I was a little confused as to what was happening there for a second, but it's definitely dead. I've decided to give myself just a little bit more mass for now because I want to add more speed boost and more spikes eventually too, so I might as well get used to having all that because things like this are much quicker than I am, and that could cause issues if they wanted to actually be smart about it instead of just diving straight into my spikes. Because now if we move this over here and put the other one over here, we're going to get extra forward thrust. Now we'll be a little bit more mobile, which is good because things like this exist. But we can of course mostly just stab right through them because we do a lot of damage with all these spikes. Another combatant wants to fight. I'm just going to dive right into this one. I feel like I can mostly just tank through a lot of these. I do that much damage. I can get away with that. Oh, you ate my thing. I needed that. And here's the next one. It also wanted to dive straight into me. Don't push me into that. I don't want to go to the next level yet. Okay, can you stop? I don't think it can really hurt me from here, but it is going to annoy me pretty badly. Yeah, we're all stuck now, so good work. That one did actually remove one of my spikes, so I need to replace that. Though I can't yet because that's going to cost 11. But that's all right. I'll just take it out on the next creature I see, which is this unfortunate thing. Oh, I get it. The parts automatically grow back as I kill things. I was wondering where my points went, but it's because my spike grew itself back. This area looks dangerous. Does anyone want to come charging at my spikes? What are you? Okay, well, you just stay over there where we're going to stab you. Perfect, good. And you're dead. And another volunteer. This one's got his whole body exposed, so I can just stab right on into him. These guys all have their bodies exposed, and that's not good because I attack like all directions at once. As long as it's someone in front of me, I'm doing a lot of damage to it. There we go. I even detached his head. Come back. I'm ready when you are. I don't pretend to be any expert at building evolutionary creatures, but these guys are all doing it wrong. Or at least I did it so wrong that it counteracts their rightness. Now they're going to fight each other right in front of me. Oh, that one's electrified. Okay, well that's fine. We're just going to stab everything in. That's pretty much my strategy anyway. And more stabbing and more stabbing and more stabbing. That's all we have to do. It's perfect. And we get these. But now it's kind of like, where do I even add spikes at this point? Do I put some over here? Those seem kind of arbitrary at that point. I mean, I could put 2 at the front here, but then the space directly in front of me is kind of open. I guess I can kind of go like this though. And then I have 3 facing forward, 2 at an angle. Then I've got room for more still. Yeah, this might work out better anyway. Because then I have more damage going forward. Uh-oh. Oh, those things hold on to me. I get it now. Okay, can we turn around here? This is kind of a problem. I should probably get some of those from my idiot though. Okay, hello? Can we turn around? My spikes were so perfect until this thing came up behind me. Okay, yeah. You guys all fight and then I don't have to die. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. I just got to get turned around. Then I can fight these things. That's still not good. Okay. Yep. And we're dead. To be fair, that wasn't even fair though. I got out of the menu and it just sneak attacked me from behind. I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, since the problem last time was being grabbed from behind, we added spikes to the behind. Now nothing can grab me. Not comfortably. So we're gonna put that theory to the test against this flowery moron. And I'm pretty sure this is going to go pretty well for me because I'm covered in spikes, which also armor me, though I've almost already lost one of my jets. I just need to be careful how I approach it, that's all. Mostly not from that side. But with the spikes, as always, it's all about getting up close and personal. As long as I'm within stabbing distance, things can generally die fairly easily. This one did some damage to me, but I maybe need to work on my design just a smidge. Anyways, this thing is dead, and we're going to re-put the spikes back on because I definitely lost a few in that fight. And now I have a choice between Miner and Chitin, and we're basically gonna take Miner because that sounds more fun. Okay, so turns out the spikes by themselves might not be good enough because anything that can grab me will grab me, and then I can't do anything because I can't move. Starting again, I just defeated the boss, but this time I got Leech. So now I can latch onto things while also drilling them to death. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm sure gonna try. As soon as we can find someone to get a hold of, maybe like this gentleman. Got him. Nope, I don't got him. Yeah, it's a little bit screwy how that's gonna work. It grabs them but doesn't hold on to them, it seems like. Okay, I see what's happening. I am grabbing onto him, but then I stab the piece that I'm grabbing and destroy it, and that releases what I'm holding on to. So it actually works. I just need a bit of a better system for this. So I think if I move those straight ahead, I'm gonna grab onto something here and then stab whatever's beside it. That way I can destroy this while also stabbing those. And just for fun, let's add another spike, because you can never have too many of those things. So let's give it another test run. We're holding onto this while also murdering it. And I'm not sure if leeching actually gives me health or not, but it does hold on to creatures, and that's pretty important to me at this point. Is it going to work against a guy that's this big? Yeah, kind of. Okay, holding onto his face was not a good idea because he bites me. Alright, the leech thing maybe isn't going to work as much as I hoped. So now I'm pretty much bone. I don't mean to alarm anyone, but I just discovered you can actually stack agonizers. So the more agonizers you have onto spikes, the more damage you're going to do. They now do 8 plus 3. Well, the base spike does 5 or 6 damage, I think. So we're doing considerably more. I figured we'd add some speed this time. That way we could be uncontrollable speed combined with wild amounts of damage. That's not good for anything in the ocean. And they also added a little bit more mass. That way I can just eat a little more damage. But I'm still not so big that I can't control myself, and I'm still fairly maneuverable, and that's going to help me get me in and out of trouble. I'm going to let those 2 or 3 mostly kill each other before I dive in and stab them all with my high damage spikes. This seems like a good opening for me. These spikes do a lot of damage now. Things need to be very careful of me. I'm going to let him kind of wear out his spikes because he has to regenerate, so then I'm going to rush in and stab him to death. But I do have to wonder what would happen if I added more agonizers to say 1 single spike. I decided to add more spikes just because I could, and that way we're a little bit extra protected. So far this is working out very good for this boss because I got right into the center of it and pretty much neutralized it right away, and now it's dead. Just because of that extra maneuverability. And the damage probably didn't hurt either. What do you think Drifter is? That might make me even faster. And if I could be even faster, that would be great. A Drifter is a mover that turns very fast but has rather slow movement speed. So I'm not sure if that actually makes me faster or slower, but it should help me turn faster if I'm understanding that. So we're going to try it for now. So far so good. These are the guys that always give me trouble because they can grab onto me, and that's a big problem for me once they do. So I need to be very maneuverable so I can stab them in the face when they try. And another one. Just keep stabbing. Uh-oh, this one might have a hold of me again. I really just need to make basically a build to counter these guys because I can't really do anything about these. They grab a hold of me and I can't really do much. Well, I managed to kill that one, but that had me worried. So for now, I'm going to add another fin and then just add a little more mass on the back. I'm starting to get a little bit less maneuverable, but I just need more mass. That's mostly so that if something grabs me again, I have some way to defend myself. Although maybe this entire time I should have been using this flail, because that way if something comes to get me, I can flail around and hit it. Kind of like that. Also, the spike shit is the better choice in general, though, let's be honest. Okay, so on the back, maybe what I want ultimately is a spike. Maybe even a few of those, just so if something comes at me from behind, they can still get stabbed. Finally made it back to the dangerous area and ran right into what I was trying to avoid this entire time. But we're able to stab him enough to kill him. But that definitely had me worried for a second. Okay, I'm going to change the design up a little bit. It's going to get expensive and I'm going to make myself wider, but that way I can have more forward piercing spikes. Kind of like that. Because that way if something does grab me, I can still stab it fairly efficiently without too much worry. Okay, I don't want to get in between two things. Let's get out of here. We can let them fight and then I can third party them. Oh, back it up. Do you guys maybe want to fight each other at any point? Or are you just going to attack me? I mean, I am the most intimidating with all my spikes, I guess. Okay, we got to get away from those. And stab. Okay, this thing's about dead, so now we just gotta deal with the bomber. And also that massive thing, which is pretty terrifying to a build like mine. And also that one. Luckily, we're quick enough we can kind of get away from a lot of these. And pick my moments for attacking, because once I hit it with my super spikes, they pretty much die, but I do need to do that before getting grabbed. I do like this new spike design I came up with though. It's very helpful for throwing some extra spikes forward and killing everything. This is no doubt the perfect creature. Multiple stabbings with one click of a button. But I think we're probably about to run into some kind of boss, and I had to get really close to it before it's going to spawn in, so I'm going to back up right away. I'm going to back way up. Oh good, we're kind of trapped. Not anymore. Do I just have to kill this whole thing? This isn't going to be hard. It doesn't do anything. Oh, I get it. All right, well, we're going to go back down our little hole and it can come to us whenever it's ready. There we go. You're dead. Oh, maybe not. A couple stabs though and it'll die, that's for sure. Definitely makes it easier when I have omnidirectional stabbing. I wonder if these are just going to keep spawning until I kill the whole thing. That's going to be super annoying if that's the case. But if it is, I guess I could just back up kind of like, okay, I didn't realize that could grab me. Okay, we're definitely going to kill some of this then. I think once it's detached, it can't hurt me anymore. Oh, okay, this is going to be a disaster. I did not think this through. I need to get out of here. So far, so good, though. I'm still alive. I still have all of my body parts. I just need to be very careful about how I approach any of these things. And I realize that these creatures won't actually pass about that point. That's as close as they can come, unless I lure them in, but they still back up right away. So if I just sit here, I can just stab them to my heart's content, and they can't really do anything about that. So even when there's 3 of them, which would normally be quite a handful, I can just kind of sit here and lure them in and hit them, then run back, rinse, repeat until everything's dead. Oh, I bet I'll get some cool new body parts after this fight. And I just realized how many points I have, so that means we can add more spikes, because of course we can. I'm definitely wider, but I have a lot more forward-facing spikes, and that's going to mean a lot more damage for anything sitting in front of me, or anything anywhere near me for that matter. After killing a million of those things, we're left with a giant army of these. Pretty sure I'm going to be able to just kind of walk right on through this. I just need to be careful not to get grabbed, and I think something is electrocuting me or something, but that's okay. I've got lots of health I can sacrifice, all in the name of a good stabbing. It is very satisfying when I get all of my spikes going, because then I can hit so many things at once and do so much damage overall. So whatever that was is finally dead, so it's a choice between Turbine and I think Chitin again. So we're going to try Turbine because speed sounds more fun. Then we're going to get out of this because it's going to suck me in and never let me go. Okay, I think it's too late for that. Turbine is a meaty mover. Propels you sideways in 2 directions. We're going to throw one of those on the rear just kind of to see how it works. I thought the enemies might be bigger and stronger now, but these guys are easy enough to deal with. I just got to get close enough to stab them, which pretty easy to do, and then they die. I guess that means we could probably add at least 1 more spike. Anyone here want a good stabbing? Oh, this guy's got some spikes himself. He gets it. Good thing I know how to defend against spikes because they're my specialty. And we just mulch this guy into oblivion very quickly. Okay, I feel like everyone's copying my idea, so we're gonna stay clear of a lot of these because these are gonna hurt a lot. Or we'll just kind of pick our approach angle. Well, you know what? We outspike them. They've got spikes in all directions, but we've got like 100 spikes forward. I think that means by simple math that I win. Or something. This guy's going to be a little bit harder to approach, but as long as I can get around to the side of him, I can definitely tear through him very quickly. Once he spits his acid out, there we go, just right into the side of him, and I start tearing him apart. Next, we have to defeat whatever that thing is. Again, I'm pretty sure I outspike it by a large margin, though it's a lot more aggressive than some of the other creatures. That hurt a lot. Okay, it's coming right in. Okay, you know what? I won't lie, I didn't expect it to chase me all the way in here, so now we're very damaged. But I feel like if I dive straight into it or at a bit of an angle, whatever it's going to take, we can get through it. It's just going to take a good few stabbings. Okay, there we go. Get in there. Okay, we're probably going to die here. It's pushing me back with its bubbles. That's not fair because I can't really get to it when it does that. Uh-oh. This probably isn't good for us. Keep stabbing. We got a few spikes left. I still have faith. It's weird because I think we had more spikes in it overall. Wow, that didn't work at all.